Hello, my geekers, my tweakers, and my goons. I hope you've been eating great food, drinking good drinks, and sleeping on a comfortable mattress. If not, look into ways to make that mattress more comfortable and never leave it. Today, it's going to be a little bit more casual than I've been going lately. Tone may be a little bit more heavy, but when are they not? Today, I want to present the option towards you of no longer holding back. I will start off by saying we live in a society. We do. A society that honestly kind of generalizes the world, I would say. Like, even though cultures and influences to a certain degree will differentiate most people, there's a lot of patterns that, while they're being broken now, it's taken a while to get here, and I would like to just assist in speeding up the process a bit. Holding back literally kills the soul in a way that you can't really articulate in words, or at least in a way that I can't right now, but in a way that you can feel in your being when you do it. If you watched the video, I talked about refraining from saying what you want to say. That puts you in a position where your body starts to resist how you feel because of how you're going about asserting yourself and saying how you feel, right? So you could take this as a part two, but this one is a more generalized perspective on it. When you hold yourself back, you're not hurting anyone but yourself. Or maybe the people who want you to do better too, if you would like to take that into consideration. But for the most part, you're only saving yourself. And it's actually very selfish of you to hold yourself back. Not only because of the ability and the potential that you already hold within yourself, but the fact that you would let your fear override that and override the possibility of success for yourself. Now, fear is one of those things. It is definitely one of those things, but it is something you're supposed to overcome. It is not supposed to be something you live with for all of your life, because you don't need to. You have the choice and the capability to oversee that. It is within your power to the fullest of extent. But what tends to happen when we want to stop holding ourselves back? Well, maybe we try and something comes up in life, and then we use that thing that comes up in life as an excuse to further avoid doing what we should be doing. Maybe we attempt it and something goes wrong, and we use that as an excuse, like, this wasn't meant for me because this thing went wrong. Maybe we find excuses outside of ourselves and we start looking at other people. Well, this person said I couldn't do it, or this person said I'm very good at this, so I should focus on this. Only you really know what the fuck you're good at, because it's going to be something you enjoy. Now, comparison is a very tricky thing to get into, because most people will conceive it to be something of a negative, like you should not compare yourself to others. But think about it like this: if everyone else is an individuated expression of the same thing, reflection should be like the number one thing you do to enhance the quality of your life, because it is through looking through other people's lives and their actions that we are inspired to do the things that we do to begin with. This whole experience is collective, and because of that, there's a lot of things that only work when we're capable of reflecting on others. However, doing it in this toxic cycle that keeps us perpetually down, because we can find excuses in the fact that, well, there's already a best person that does that, or they're better than me at doing that. You do understand they got there by once being worse than who they looked up to. It is just in the weight that we use in these words, like better and worse, that it's also another preventer. It's also another way for you to find an excuse to not do what you should do. And it's sad. And I'm gonna be real, I don't want that for you. And I know you don't want that for you. So, what can we do about this? A lot. You can do a lot, to be honest, but it's more so finding what works for you best. So I can give a couple of examples. An example would be, and I've said this in earlier videos, but some of those I need to recycle anyways, doing things that you are proud of, doing things that you enjoy. Holding back doesn't necessarily have to be only in the workplace or in the things you say or at home or in public. It could be the things that you hold yourself back from doing in those quiet moments when you're alone, or what I like to call the filler episodes of your life, where you're on that constant cycle and you have the capability to change some of your habits, but those habits hold you back from increasing and getting better life quality through changing those habits. So that's one thing as well. Identifying the good and bad things we do on our day-to-day basis, and step by step taking steps to alter them to work to our highest potential, our best good. You could, I like giving this example to people who play games, for example. If you notice, like, for example, so before I was cut off, if you played something like Brawlhalla, again, bless your heart, you know that playing that game can, for example, change you into a different person. You will not be the same person after playing like a week of Brawlhalla straight, I promise you. But if you were to take yourself a break away from it all and play a single player game, even if it's something like a From Software game, an Elder Ring, or a Dark Souls, or my personal favorite, a Sekiro. Even though those games are difficult, it's a different type of difficulty that you can overcome on your own. And it's not to say that you can't overcome these same triumphs and challenges in something like a multiplayer game, but 9 times out of 10, your subconscious tends to focus on the other individual instead of what you personally can do. So when you take this time away from these games and come back to it, this is a little bit of Solace. By the time you come back from playing these games, and what I like to do is getting the platinum trophies for them, you come back onto these games and treat everyone else like a bot. Because that's basically what they are at that point. Because they have not taken themselves out of that environment to then be able to observe where they are. Okay? So, take your time in this process. It's definitely not an overnight thing. But day by day, you will feel the changes if you allow them to happen. I promise you that. I'm a living fucking example. So I guess that would really be it, to be honest. I just really want you to start taking care of your inner self-perception, because there's a very thick fog that's going to come over a lot of people, especially, it's been going on all year, especially with some of the fog being lifted for some people, but for others, they're going to become submerged in this fog, and I really, really don't want that. We have enough Silent Hill monsters. We need more people who are able to traverse the fog and come out on the other side with that learned lesson, okay? So, take it easy. Be easier on yourself. I love you all. Honestly, if you would like to use like a name to refer to me as, and I need to just start saying these like more casually. I can go by Jaheen, which is my name, Jine, Jine, Solace or Soul, Magnificent. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow I'll post 2 videos for you because I missed one earlier this week.